Mr. Fabricant, nice to have you on the programme tonight as well. What is going on? Reform really can't think that they have done themselves any good releasing this story.
Well, it never helps when you've got division, does it?
No.
But the bottom line is quite interesting, I think. The events that happened with Rupert Lowe happened almost 3 months ago, on Friday the 13th of December, yet it was only yesterday that Nigel Farage decided to, or the party, the Reform, decided to make a complaint. And that seemed to follow the bust-up between Nigel Farage and Rupert Lowe. So anyway,
well, after what he wrote in the Mail, I think I would have had a bust-up with him as well. But Nigel's not really like that. Nigel knows better than to bring the weight of journalistic criticism down, because what happens is journalists get, I'm not a journalist, but journalists get themselves so excited about these things that they go mental, and they just write, you say something, they'll twist it round. I've seen it's happened about me, things I've said on the programme, they just turn them around, and suddenly I'm a Donald Trump deserter.
And that's your own
whatever.
newspaper group.
Yeah, well, no, they're fine, but I'm not one of those people who actually believes a lot of things I read or hear or see, and I'm in the middle of it, so I know, and I can say something, it'll be taken completely the wrong way. And as soon as somebody reads it, whether it's online or in a paper, when people read a story, they put more
all out of context
behind it, don't they?
Yes, that was a long question.
Yeah, sorry,
but I agree with the statement.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on it anyway? Don't let me waffle on.
What about the Farage thing? Well, yeah. The trouble is, as Mark Francois was saying earlier on, Nigel likes being in total control. And it's a funny old setup, his party, because they changed the rules. And if I remember correctly, and I do, whereas in the Conservative Party, I think it's a 15% can put down to say that they want a vote of no confidence. In his party, it's 51%. And you think, well, if 51% have to put down that they've got a vote of no confidence, you've already had the vote. Because if 51% say they want to vote because they don't have confidence, basically they've set the target so high. What a lot of people are moaning about in Reform is that it's not really a democratic party in the normal sense of the word. It's more of a sort of...
But don't you have to have one dominant person like with Trump and like you had in Thatcher in the 70s?
Look at that. Hang on. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right. But look at the mess you lot made. We got... a
million a year net.
Yeah,
immigration when you promised 50,000.
And then everything went wrong.
Well, that was stupid of us.
You start sacking each leader you have.
That's why Reform exists.
Yeah, it was like Rishi Sunak saying, and he now admits he was completely wrong. I told him at the time.
And Boris Johnson.
It was wrong to say, shut up, Ash. I agree with James, who always tells you to shut up.
Yeah, you do it as well.
Not you as well, I was going to say that... it's like Rishi Sunak saying, we'll stop the boats. And now he's saying, well, yeah, I shouldn't have been so binary. And I could tell at the time, there's no way we were going to be able to stop the boats, maybe reduce the numbers. And I see that...
you could stop the boats
if more boats coming.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't really hear you when I'm talking. But
sorry.
I was just going to say... I'll stop in a sec. I was just going to say that there have now been more boats crossing in the last 3 months than ever previously.
Yeah, but you can stop
because
them.
we got rid of the Rwanda threat.
You can stop them. It will be easy. You put
How?
the Navy in the Channel. No, you do.
No, the Royal Navy say impossible. And let me tell you
Give them
why.
an order.
And it's really stupid when people say this because they have no understanding.
I'm
and the
sorry,
reason why the Navy
Michael.
says it's
We stop the
impossible
Nazis.
is first, shut up. First of all, it's because you can't actually detect the boats. They're so low in the water.
Yeah,
That's why the
drones.
Royal
You
Navy-
use drones and new technology. It's easy to do.
It's not easy. The Royal Navy... Listen, are you the expert
If they
for
were-
the Royal
No,
Navy?
I spoke to
They
Rear
say
Admiral
they
Chris,
can't
and
do
he
it.
said it can be done with about 30 drones.
Yeah.
AI, automatic.
I think the
Chris
people...
Parry,
even
Rear
if you
Admiral
could,
Chris Parry.
Just one at a time.
Have a listen. Even if
Shut
you
up,
could,
Michael.
the Royal Navy say the boats are so unstable that if you try and push them, the boats would capsize and then they'd have to rescue them all anyway.
So if they were coming over here armed and invading the country and armed, would you be that open to it? These
I'm not
people are
open to
coming here
anybody
illegal.
coming across.
Take them on our boat
I'm
and
just
lock them
telling
up.
you the reality.
Take
of
them on the
actually
boat and lock
stopping
them up and say, you're not ever getting citizenship. You can find a way to get back to somewhere else, but until then, you're not coming in our
Yeah, I
society.
agree with that.
That's how you sort
And
it
put
out.
them in a
that. You've got to have
hotel
a
and give them
deterrent.
money and food.
Yeah, not
while
a hotel.
we have people of ours who are sleeping
to
on the
death.
streets and freezing to death. It's
Yeah,
appalling.
yeah, totally agree. I'm just saying the methods you're talking about are just completely
But
impractical.
the one I said
All
is
this-
practical. Just
all
put
this
them...
we can have drones flying. It just doesn't work.
Well, in
way,
that case,
because
anybody
unless-
can invade us. We can be invaded
Well,
easily.
how did the Nazis not
If
use
we
that
were
idea?
invaded, we'd be invaded by big ships, and they are detectable. They're not stealthy. But the
Well,
reason
no, we
why
wouldn't
the
if we're
Royal
gonna be
Marine
invaded
Commandos
now
use
because of-
rubber boats is
Hang-
because
Michael.
they're not detectable.
Quiet now for a minute, Michael. Let me have a say. If you're saying you could invade with these small boats like they are now, they couldn't be detected, that's exactly the way people will do it. And you set out a few hundred of those small
The
boats.
Nazis couldn't have got in if they had small boats, could they? They would have been detected.
If the Nazis had come across in small rubber boats, they wouldn't have had any weapons, would they? Because rubber boats sink. They can barely
No, they're
carry
quite big
the
rubber
people
boats. They
they're in.
carry 60 people now.
Anyway, all right, listen. Let us continue this at another time. There's going to be over the weekend some pretty interesting arguments. I can see that. Thank you very much indeed, Michael. I love you, and I think
Thanks,
you look
Mike.
remarkably good. I did say that to Mark Francois. Got a nice tan. Hair looks great. Thank you very much. See you soon.